I've been married to my husband David for 15 years. He's 47 now, and we've built a life together that I thought was rock solid. We have 2 kids, Jacob, who's 12, and Emma, who's 9. To everyone around us, we're the picture of a perfect family. Weekend soccer games, family dinners, vacations to the beach. But a few weeks ago, everything changed, and I'm still reeling from the shock of it all. It all started when David mentioned that he had to go on another business trip. Nothing unusual there. He travels for work all the time. But this time, something felt off. I couldn't put my finger on it. Maybe it was the way he hesitated when he told me, or how he didn't kiss me goodbye like he usually does. Just a quick, awkward hug, and he was out the door. I tried to shake off the feeling, told myself I was overreacting. But then, the day after he left, I was going through the mail, and there was this letter addressed to David, from a woman named Melissa, with a last name I didn't recognize. I almost threw it in the pile with the rest, but something made me open it. Inside was a photo of David, with another woman and a little boy who looked just like him. They were smiling, standing in front of a house I'd never seen before. And the back of the photo? It said, "Our family. Missing you every day." I felt like the ground had opened up beneath me. Who the hell was this woman? And that little boy? He had David's eyes. His smile. My mind was racing with questions, but I couldn't even think straight. I just stood there, staring at that picture, feeling like my whole world was unraveling. I knew I needed answers. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I went into David's office at home and started looking through his stuff. I opened drawers, checked his laptop, anything that might give me a clue. And then I found his old phone, one he said was broken a year ago, but it still worked. My hands were shaking as I went through it, and that's when I saw the messages. Dozens of texts between David and this Melissa woman, going back years. I couldn't believe what I was reading. They weren't just texts. They were full-blown love letters, talking about their life together, their son. There were pictures of birthday parties, Christmas mornings, all the moments he'd been telling me he was away on business trips. He was with them. He had a whole other family, a wife, a kid, and they were just a few towns over. I didn't know what to do. My heart was racing, my hands felt numb. I was angry, yes, but more than that, I was broken. How could he do this to us? To me? To our kids? When David got back from his so-called business trip, I was waiting for him in the kitchen, the photo and his phone on the table. He walked in, all casual, smiling like nothing had happened. And that's when I just lost it. "David," I said, my voice cracking. "Who the hell is Melissa?" His face went white, like he'd seen a ghost. He looked at the photo on the table, then back at me, and for a second I thought he might pass out. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. "Don't even try to lie to me," I said, holding up his phone. "I saw the messages, the pictures. I know everything. You have a whole other family." He tried to stammer out some excuse, something about how it was complicated, how he didn't mean for it to happen, how he was trapped. But all I could hear were the lies, the betrayal. I had trusted this man with my life, my kids' lives, and he had been lying to us all along. I asked him the only question I could manage to get out. "Do they know about us? About me? About Jacob and Emma?" He just stood there, staring at the floor. That was answer enough. But the worst part, the absolute worst part, was what he said next. He looked up at me, tears in his eyes, and said, "I'm sorry, but I love her too. I can't choose between you." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. 15 years of marriage, of building a life, raising kids, and he couldn't even choose us. It wasn't just a betrayal. It was like our whole life together meant nothing to him. I didn't say anything else. I couldn't. I just walked out of the room, out of the house. I needed air. I needed to think. I needed to figure out what the hell I was going to do next. Later that night, I sat in my car in the driveway, staring up at the house, the home I thought was my safe place. And I realized, I'm not the one who has to make a choice. He already made it the moment he decided to lead a double life. And now, it's my turn to decide what happens next. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know one thing. I deserve better. My kids deserve better. And we're going to be okay, even if it means rebuilding our lives from scratch. Because in the end, I'm stronger than his lies. And he'll never get the chance to break me again.